In today's video, I'm going to go over rigging up this 1983 Evinrude outboard that hasn't been started in God knows how many years. I got controllers for it, so one of the first things we're going to be doing is mounting the controller so we have a steady platform to work with. One of the key things that I want to make sure is that the shifter works correctly and that the throttle works correctly. So we're not going to be too concerned today about micro adjusting things, but what we do want to make sure is that the throttle gives me the capability to go full throttle forward, and that the shifter shifts adequately either in reverse, which is that direction right there, or in forward, which is that direction right there. So the first thing I'm going to do is mount the controller to this platform. That way we got a steady base, and we'll be able to do the full adjustment and everything we need to do from there. Alright, so we're going to mount this. I was originally going to use regular bolts, but that's not going to work here. So we're going to use screws, since it's a temporary mount anyway. Alright. I was lucky I found this on eBay for a reasonable price. I got the key, the safety, the whole 9 yards. And the next thing we're going to do is connect the cables now. We've got two cables, obviously, a shift and a throttle, so that is the shift cable, and then the throttle cable is going to be that one. Notice reverse only goes a certain amount. So I want to try to show you exactly what's going on. When you put it in reverse, the first thing that happens, this one extends out, pushes this out. As you go forward, the throttle increases and probably only goes about that far. Same thing when you're going forward. First thing that happens, let's go to neutral. First thing that happens is it pushes this into the forward gear. Then as you go forward, the throttle increases all the way until you got full throttle. If I haven't said that, let's get these set up. So you may not be able to see it, but this over here is the area that holds the cables in. So I'm going to take that apart. Find a good place for these. By the way, these are 3/8, in case you're wondering. Now, again, shift cable. Okay, got that one. Just want to make sure I know which one's which. Shift cable is going to go on the inside. This little nodule sets inside of this. Well, before we do that, let's get these in place. Shift cable is going to go on the bottom. Throttle cable is going to go on the top. And then we're going to have the fun time of wrestling these into place. Again, double check, that's the shift cable. Actually, I got them backwards. Shift cable should go on the top, throttle on the bottom. All right, let's get the shifter hooked up. Oh joy. Now, that's supposed to ride in there, I think.
Let's see if I can get it in there.
There you go. It'll go in there. It just needs to be pushed. Here.
Ah!
Good boy.
Woo! Okay, it went in.
I see. Shed any blood?
No, actually.
So one of the things, I don't have one here, but when you're doing work on outboards, keep a pair of long needle nose pliers around, because when you drop stuff, you're inevitably going to need them. So, shifter's hooked up. Now we should be able to go reverse. I think this is going to need some adjustment. And forward. I got no throttle though, action. So there's definitely going to be some adjustment that's required. And I think what we need to do is take this in some. I'll do a quick adjustment now. This is not a major adjustment by any stretch of the imagination. And what I'm doing is I'm screwing this clockwise to bring it in, and that should give me a little bit more room on the reverse.
Okay.
So what I did on the shifter was I dialed this clockwise to bring it in, and that gave me enough leeway in both directions. And what we're doing with the throttle is going counterclockwise. Maybe might have to loosen that up. Going counterclockwise on that to bring it out some. So what I was looking for is the throttle stop. Make sure that that I was hitting the throttle stop. Reverse. I mean, that's forward actually. And I think I'm getting full throttle there. Reverse, partial throttle. I think we're good. So let's get that hooked up. So at the risk of repeating myself again, I'm just doing some course adjustments now just to get it in the ballpark. We'll worry about fine-tuning this later once this beast is in a running state. Forward, reverse. Alright, so the next step is going to be to put the control cables in there. And one of the things I like to do with any electrical connection, especially when it comes to boats, is use silicone grease. I'll put some on the outside of the connector itself because that'll help glide it in. These things are a little bit of a bear to connect. And you can put some on the connections, or it's not really necessary because this will also help make the connection waterproof. So now we've got that. The next step I need to do is remove these. So I'm just going to get this out of the way for right now. I'm going to make sure that there's a path for this cable, which there is. And then I'm going to do this connection, like so. And now these are keyed. There should be an arrow on one side and an arrow on the other, and that'll tell you which way they go. Get this clip on. Set it in its little logical holding place. Well, let's get this in here first. I don't think any water's getting in there. All right. We're doing pretty good. Well, the next step is going to be let's hook up a battery and see if okay, we'll have to deal with that later. We'll use some jumper cables.
Use these on somebody's car.
Negative.
I want my get caught.
I don't hear anything happening at the engine.
Really? Nothing?
No.
Give it. There it goes.
The choke's not working.
Enough is fine. The battery probably don't have enough juice.
Well, at least we know it'll turn. And why the choke's not working? Don't know.
Is there a fuse?
Well, hold on, let me hear. No, the choke's not
Does
working.
it have an electronic choke?
It does. This is a choke solenoid. Question is it getting juice?
Oh.
So this is just further troubleshooting. I'm gonna try.
Maybe one of these has. Well, no, that's tilt and trim.
Yeah, that's all
right?
tilt and trim.
Okay,
Yeah, go ahead and focus it on me. All right, so the throttle and shift cables are connected. They appear to be working correctly. The engine control cable, that's connected. That appears to be working correctly. We don't have the starter solenoid, or excuse me, the choke solenoid working. And we can troubleshoot that later. That could be any one of a number of things. I'm not really overly that concerned. Worst case, we can put it on manual choke to get it started when we're at that point. I didn't want this to start, so I don't have any fuel connected to it, but it is turning over, so that's a great thing. Anyway, if this video has been helpful to you, hit share and like. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.